Have you ever asked yourself what would happen if Dead by Daylight never existed? Well, the answer is simple. Your life would be 3 times more productive than it is right now. In other words, if Dead by Daylight didn't exist, you would be a local Indian farmer and you would work for a minimum wage that is $3 an hour. I'm just kidding, by the way. But seriously, what would happen if Dead by Daylight didn't exist? The answer is way more complicated than you think. You like it or no, but Dead by Daylight has drastically changed the whole gaming industry, and in this video I will tell you how. I put a lot of work into making this video, so please subscribe, it means a lot. Cheese! Okay, so now I want you to imagine Dead by Daylight doesn't even exist. The first thing that happens is every single original Dead by Daylight character doesn't even exist. No Trapper exists, no Doctor exists, no Meg, no Fang, and no other original characters. The only characters that exist are from other video games like Nemesis from Resident Evil, Pyramid Head from Silent Hill, Bill from Left 4 Dead series, and characters from movies and TV shows. They exist. But of course they are not in Dead by Daylight because Dead by Daylight itself doesn't even exist. Have you thought how much we lost already? Many of us are attached to some original Dead by Daylight character. In fact, over 70% of players main original survivors. I main original survivor, and also many of us main original killers too. And maybe you don't feel like you are attached to an original character, but if Dead by Daylight disappeared right now, I bet many of you would miss those characters. Another thing is that if you are watching this video, chances are you are a dedicated DBD player. Check how many hours do you have on the game. There is a reason why people play this game for thousands of hours. It has a very grindy progression system and it is pretty addictive, but I'm pretty sure that if Dead by Daylight didn't exist, you would invest those thousands of hours into another game. For example, I think Friday the 13th, the game, would get many players who play Dead by Daylight. I also think that most of you would invest many hours into Apex Legends or Rainbow Six Siege. I don't even know why, but most Dead by Daylight players like those games. Another thing is that Dead by Daylight is a hall of horror. It's a game with a stunning amount of different licensed killers from movies, TV shows, and other video games. Do I think there would be another game that could have this many licensed horror characters? I'm not sure about that, but games that were clearly inspired by DBD wouldn't even exist, at least as we know them right now. Games like Home Sweet Home Survive, Last Year The Nightmare, Identity 5, lol, all of those games are now dead. They all took inspiration from Dead by Daylight, and who knows what would happen to those games if Dead by Daylight didn't exist. I'm telling you, there will be many Dead by Daylight competitors in the future, and in some way, shape or form they will be inspired by Dead by Daylight. So even though many of us think that Dead by Daylight is a greedy game that has greedy developers and it's a pay-to-win game because of perks, you know, paid DLCs, if not Dead by Daylight, then all of those other games, they would lose an inspirational source. I bet at least once in your life something interesting and funny happened in Dead by Daylight to you and you still remember it very well to this day as one of the best moments in gaming for you. I've had multiple of those moments and it's one of the reasons I love this game. And even though I think this game has a lot of flaws, it's called Dead by Buglight for a reason, but if this game didn't exist, of course I would invest all of this time into some other game, but would I be this happy? I don't think so. The last thing that would happen if Dead by Daylight never existed is related to developers of Dead by Daylight. So they were working as game developers before Dead by Daylight. They created multiple video games before, of course single player video games like Rango the video game and things like that. I think if Dead by Daylight didn't exist, they would still make some single player video games and they still wouldn't lose their jobs. But that's my opinion. Anyway, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Please like this video, please, helps me very much, and subscribe if you haven't done it before. Thanks and see you later.